Meet Max, the golden retriever with a heart as big as his appetite, and Cleo, the black and white cat who ruled the house with an iron paw. They lived together in a cozy little home, owned by an unwittingly patient human named Linda. Now, Max considered Cleo his best friend in the whole world. Cleo, on the other hand, considered Max her unpaid intern. One sunny Tuesday, Max had an epiphany. While sprawled out on the kitchen floor, he watched Cleo basking on the windowsill, flicking her tail like she owned the sun itself. Max announced, wagging his tail enthusiastically, "Cleo, you're always sitting so still and majestic. Have you ever thought about teaching me how to do that?" Cleo didn't even glance down. Cleo replied, "Majestic? It's called dignity, Max, and no, I cannot teach it. You're you." "Come on," Max pleaded, his tail thumping so hard it rattled the dishware on the table. "I could be dignified if I tried." Cleo finally turned to look at Max, narrowing her green eyes. "Very well, but don't say I didn't warn you. Being a cat is an art form." Max was thrilled. The first lesson began immediately. Cleo led Max to the living room and demonstrated her specialty, knocking small objects off shelves with a single, indifferent paw while maintaining eye contact. "This is called asserting dominance," Cleo explained, smirking. Max stared at her, then at the shelf. He tentatively nosed a tiny porcelain figurine of a ballerina, but his enthusiasm got the better of him. His tail started wagging at full speed, which sent the entire shelf, ballerina and all, crashing to the floor. Cleo stifled a dramatic gasp as Linda's voice called from the other room. "Max, what did you do this time?" Max looked at Cleo, ears drooping. "I'm not good at this." "No kidding," Cleo said, hopping onto the couch. "Let's try something else." Next, Cleo decided to teach Max the art of stealth. "Watch and learn," she purred, slipping through the room like a shadow toward a bowl of tuna Linda had foolishly left unguarded. With precise steps, she reached the counter, swiped a piece of fish, and disappeared under the table with ninja-like grace. Max wagged his tail appreciatively. "Wow, my turn!" "Shh!" Cleo hissed, but Max was already galloping into the kitchen like a furry freight train. He slid toward the counter, knocking over a chair and triggering an avalanche of Tupperware. Linda ran in, hands on her hips. "Max!" From under the table, Cleo whispered, "Stealth is not your thing." Cleo explained, "Cats don't get excited about silly things, like, I don't know," she flicked her tail, "a squirrel in the yard." Max froze, his ears perking up. "Squirrel? Where?" Before Cleo could stop him, Max bolted through the pet door, barking at full volume as he chased an imaginary squirrel halfway across the yard. Cleo sighed, jumping down from her perch as Linda appeared in the doorway calling after Max, "Get back here, you lunatic!" That evening, Max returned, covered in grass and proudly holding a stick he claimed was the squirrel's stick of surrender. Cleo sat nearby, grooming herself. "You're hopeless," she said with a sigh. "Thanks, Cleo," Max said, misunderstanding completely. "That means a lot." And so, while Max may never be majestic or dignified, he was perfectly happy being Max. And whether she admitted it or not, Cleo wouldn't change her goofy sidekick for the world, even if he did knock over every shelf in the house.